We hate to say that we told you so, but we told you so, Disney. Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the replacement to Splash Mountain that no longer makes a big splash because they can't keep it open, some say it's trash. Well, it's also a financial disaster, dashing any hopes that Disney has to recuperate the funds they spent on one giant woke splashdown. Hello folks, welcome back to the Pro Channel. We endeavor to explain entertainment, and in doing so, we just so happen to keep you ahead of the culture curve. Today, it is a great day to talk about the truth, and the truth is that Disney has blown away such a vast amount of goodwill, but also money and capital they need to fight back against Epic Universe. Ladies and gentlemen, as we dive into today's topic, and please click the like button as we do so, I want you to have something on your mind, a question. And perhaps it's a question you will answer in the affirmative or the negative, I cannot say. But as we get ready to bring on the panel, I want you to consider, with Epic Universe, the biggest theme park in North America, preparing to open next year, very early next year, and perhaps the biggest threat that the Walt Disney Company has ever faced to their tourism jewel that is Disney World, where they make 1/3 of all of their profits for the entire company off Disney World. It is the big kahuna. It is the most important asset to the company, period, flat out. There's nothing even close. As Epic Universe gets ready to open, should they have spent the money that they spent on Tiana's Bayou Adventure to build new attractions, new lands, new things that would have drove and driven audiences, guests, families to Disney World? Or should they have had this ride that they can't keep open, and which is, by and large, despised compared to what it replaced? It's something to think on deeply as we bring on the panel. Splash Mountain has been a horrific situation for the Walt Disney Company. Apologies on not getting to the Twister story. Holly Weird is angry that Twisters doesn't feature climate change narratives. We'll talk about that in a future video. Don't worry, we'll get to it. Maybe this Tuesday. Still deciding if we're going to do a Tuesday Pro Show. We'll find out. But here we got it. This is out of News Channel 8. That's because the Forbes article is behind a paywall. We try not to
WFLA Tampa Bay. Sorry, bring
there
back
you go. Garrett Phillips, the author here, and Jonas is going to bring up another article in just a moment, the one from Forbes. But it says Disney spent $142 million to transform Splash Mountain into Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Now, the reason this is bad is because we had been led to believe there's $100 million. So clearly this went over budget. And by the way, they did it on both coasts. So you're talking about a $300 million change they've made that has destroyed, a lot of goodwill with their company. Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the replacement for the controversial Splash Mountain attraction at both Disneyland and California. I think it's time to say the controversial Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I think that's, news media. It's time for you to figure out what we've been saying. Controversial Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the replacement for previously most popular attraction in the world, Splash Mountain, and still is, by the way, at Tokyo, has had several problems since it opened last month. Now, guys, girls, I'll just tell you, when I was there, it was down every time I went by it except once. So you figure out how well it's going. Still, a new report from Forbes suggests Disney's headaches with the ride are far from over. According to the business publication, the cost for Disney to transform the attraction across the two Disney parks is estimated at about $150 million over the past 4 years. The publication estimated the cost by examining the cost of both Avengers Campus at $404 million and the Star Tours update at $71 million. Both numbers revealed by Disney Imagineer on LinkedIn. Forbes says the hefty cost of the ride's update is not the only problem Disney currently faces. Between a deluge of negative feedback on a ride-through video for Tiana's Bayou Adventure and lower park attendance for the 4th of July holiday, finally they're catching up. I think some of these people are reading us, watching us. Caroline, we love you. The publication ponders how much the bad PR attention is affecting the media giant. The reputational damage of this debacle is incalculable, and that alone could make it one of the most costly theme park rides in Disney's history. Forbes contributor Caroline Reed writes, some might put the criticism down to anti-woke activists, but there's little doubt that the ride compares poorly to its predecessor, as the video shows. And folks, let's not forget that has been put out there in the media. The media now calls it the necessary downgrade. And once they put that into verbiage, you know that they've lost the narrative. Guys, gals here on the panel, what do you think about Tiana's Bayou Adventure being a hugely costly mistake for Disney? And by the way, Ron and Marvin, if you've been near the ride, Give me your talk or your take on how much it's down. I think it stays broken just about as much as it runs.
Was down this morning. It was down this morning. I don't know if it's up right now, but I do know for a fact that people were complaining online. They're like, so like I'm seeing posts of people making online. I have group 9. How as Tiana's normally down this log, and everybody's chiming in going, yeah, it's probably not going to open until noon or 1. And we've seen this happen so many days. The ride is broken. I was thinking earlier, as bad as the theming is, they could have just changed this to a Star Wars ride, because at least then it would be going down all the time. It's a mess.
They don't even try to keep it open now at certain points. Splash Mountain may have had some broken animatronics because it did not receive the care that it needed, but that is different than being destroyed. That is different than building now into the schedule. This is not going to run at these points of the day because we can't keep it running. So we'll give it everything we've got from the opening hour until we have to close it down. And let's pray for rain so we can close it due to thunderstorms so we can work on it to get it ready for the afternoon. This is crazy.
Now, Pro, there is one point I need to make. You asked the question of whether or not Caroline Reed was watching that park place or covering that park place. I just need to point this out from the original article itself right here. Another industry expert, that park place, added that its contributor, Lorena Creole, was taken aback by the low crowds at Magic Kingdom on July 3rd and July 4th. The crowd levels are definitely much lower than they used to be for the 4th. So,
article written by Marvin the Movie Monster.
Yes, congratulations to everyone involved in this, and especially the Queen of Florida, Lorena.
That's more prestigious than when we get mentioned. It's usually infamous in front of our name.
Right? They just put your thumbnail up there and they go, see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Lorena was very gracious. She sat down with me in private for that article, and she gave me a whole bunch of quotes, recounted to me all everything that went down on the 4th of July. So, we did a lot of work on that 4th of July article. I was really touching to see that Forbes linked to us.
Yes, and Forbes carrying that. And by the way, folks, it still stands true. We're now at the midway point of July. And guess what? This July, the wait time for Disney World attractions, even despite the fact that malfunctions are up, which means that just by virtue of things aren't running, the wait time should increase. Still not. 29 minutes. It's increased by 1 minute since we did our initial report around the 4th of July. This is one of the worst months, if you look at this line and follow it along, since the pandemic. Okay, so let's go back to, I think August of 2021 is a fine day to start back on. August of 2021, September of 2021, and it's tied with October of 2021. Those are the worst months since the pandemic. Back then, they were actually limiting capacity greatly, so it was hard to have long wait times, and yet still, this sucker is down there this July. People are not going. And as I said before, and Marvin mentioned my rant, it's the worst I've ever seen it in terms of Magic Kingdom. I had a fine time at Epcot. There's nobody there. And there's not much to do. But Magic Kingdom was atrocious.
And can I just say, like, Marvin can back me up on this. The other parks are not down like this. SeaWorld is not down like this. The Universal parks are packed. And Marvin was just there the other day. What was Universal like?
Universal was packed. There were a lot of people in Universal. It was, it was night and day. And it was a pleasant experience, too, which I haven't experienced in Disney in quite some time.
There you go.
Has there been an entire day of operations where Tiana's Bayou Adventure has not gone down for any extended period of time?
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe so.
Well, 2 years ago, you wouldn't have. No. Oh, wait. You mean while the ride existed?
No. Yes.
In that case, no. No.
So that's the story, folks. Forbes is now calling out Disney. And if you watch this channel, we told you this was going to happen. We said it for years. If you followed the Pixie Dusters, the Cupcakers, the High on Life Tinkerbellers, well, they've been telling you everything was swell. You had to get rid of it, destroy it if you had to. And now they've switched their tune to, it was a necessary downgrade, even though they always told you it was going to be an upgrade. And here we are. We told you the truth the whole way. Now the mainstream media catching on and saying, yeah, this is a financial disaster, the most costly financial disaster ever for the theme parks division. So have at it, Disney. It's up there with what you did with California Adventure at opening. Good job. And folks, we've come to the end yet again. Another video of excellence in the can. Happy to have had you here with us. We mean it. It's an honor. It's a pleasure. Folks, as we get ready to leave and say goodbye, do not fret, not yet, for more content is still on the way 3 times a day. But on the way, folks, please consider sharing this out on your favorite social media platforms. Like, share, subscribe. Click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell, and drop a comment down below. And folks, we'll see you real soon. In the meantime, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.